Bugün çok özel bir Masterclass etkinliği gerçekleştiriyor olacağız. Fransız gastronomi ve dünya mutfağının harika klasiklerini harmanlayan dünyanın dört bir yanından Le Cordon Bleu mezunları tarafından oluşturulmuş Le Cordon Bleu'nun en yeni yemek kitabı olan A Culinary Journey yayınlandı. Her ay uluslararası bir Le Cordon Bleu mezunumuz ile A Culinary Journey kitabındaki reçetesini online Masterclass olarak gerçekleştireceğiz. A Culinary Journey reçeteleri etkinlik serimizin detayları için bizi takipte kalın. Sözü Le Cordon Bleu Türkiye Direktörü Defne Ertan Tüysüzoğlu'na vermek isterim.
We will be doing a very special masterclass event today. Le Cordon Bleu newest cookbook, A Culinary Journey that blends the wonderful classics of French gastronomy and international cuisine, has been created by the contribution of Le Cordon Bleu alumni from all over the world. Every month, we will do a series of online masterclasses with international Le Cordon Bleu alumni featuring the recipe in A Culinary Journey book. Stay tuned for the details of our A Culinary Journey recipe event series. And I would like to give the floor to the director of Le Cordon Bleu Turkey, Defne Ertan Tüysüzoğlu.
Değerli Cordon Bleu dostları, sevgili öğrencilerimiz, gene bir online etkinlikte beraberiz. Bu sefer bambaşka gene bir kıtadan bir misafirimiz olacak. Avustralya'dan bir misafirimiz, misafir şefimiz var. Hep söylediğimiz gibi aslında sizleri tabii okulda görmek çok istiyoruz. Le Cordon Bleu İstanbul'da beraberce bu şovları yapmak istiyoruz. Ama pandemi nedeniyle biraz daha bu online etkinliklere devam edeceğiz. Fakat bu vesileyle de aslında çok güzel bir kitabın, Le Cordon Bleu'nun son kitabı A Culinary Journey kitabının içindeki reçeteleri de bu reçetelerin sahibi olan şeflerle beraber görme imkanı, bunu seyretme imkanı buluyoruz. Aslında biz de çok heyecanlıyız. Dünyanın dört bir yanından Cordon Bleu ailesinin üyeleri, Cordon Bleu'den mezun olan şeflerimizle beraber olma fırsatı yakalıyoruz. Ümit ediyoruz ki önümüzdeki yıllarda bu ünlü şefler sizler olacaksınız ve biz sizlerle bağlanacağız ve böyle güzel etkinlikler yapacağız. Dear guests, dear students, we are very excited that again we are with an important chef, a famous chef from a very far away from Australia, and Chef Gunawan is going to do a very good recipe. Yes, of course, we would love to be in Istanbul, in Le Cordon Bleu, face to face with you together and watching all those wonderful recipes. But unfortunately, because of COVID-19, it's not possible. But again, this gives an opportunity to get connected to all over the world, to see new people, new faces, and Le Cordon Bleu alumni. And, you know, being part of this big family, Le Cordon Bleu family, it gives an opportunity for us to reach out and find new names, meet new people. So what I'm expecting that many years from now, possibly we would be meeting you as a alumni, as a future alumni, and we would be seeing your recipes. That's why it's such an exciting event for us, which we are looking forward to do many more. And we are very excited that Chef Gunawan is our host, our guest today, and we are hosting him. I would like to give the floor to him, and we are very excited to start this lovely masterclass.
Good afternoon, everyone. Oh, sorry.
Thank you, Chef. Bir bilgi eklemek isteriz. Le Cordon Bleu mezunu Şef Gunawan'ın yasak ağaç reçetesini evinizde hazırlayarak bizden A Culinary Journey kitabını kazanmak ister misiniz? Yapmanız gerekenler etkinlikte Şef Gunawan ile birlikte yaptığınız ya da şefi takip edip etkinlik sonrasında yaptığınız benzer reçeteyi fotoğraflayarak Instagram'da Le Cordon Bleu İstanbul ve @avi_review hesaplarını etiketlemek ve Instagram sayfanızda gönderi ya da hikaye olarak paylaşmanız. Fotoğrafı lecordonbleu@özyeğin.edu.tr mail adresine ulaştırmayı da unutmayınız. Story veya gönderinizi görebilmemiz için Instagram hesabınızın herkese açık olması gerekmektedir. 28 Mayıs Cuma günü saat 12'ye kadar mail ve Instagram'da etiketleme yapanlar yarışmamıza katılmaya hak kazanacaktır. Detayları chat kısmından da takip edebilirsiniz. Sizinle paylaşıyor olacağız.
Would you like to win the book A Culinary Journey from us by preparing the Le Cordon Bleu graduated Chef Gunawan Forbidden Tree recipe at your home? What you need to do is to photograph the similar recipe you made from the event, share it in your Instagram feed or story with tags of Le Cordon Bleu İstanbul and at Evu, and send the photo to Le Cordon Bleu Özyeğin at özyeğin.edu.tr. For us to see your post or story, your Instagram profile needs to be public. Those who send us the email of their story or post until 28th of May, Friday at 12 p.m. will be eligible to participate in the contest.
Bugünün konuk şefi, Le Cordon Bleu mezunu Şef Gunawan bizlere A Culinary Journey kitabında bulunan yasak ağaç tarifini sunacak. Etkinliğimiz İngilizce olarak gerçekleşecektir. Zoom ekranınızda yer alan çeviri butonundan İngilizceyi seçerseniz İngilizce, Türkçeyi seçerseniz Türkçe çeviriyi dinleyebilirsiniz. Sorularınızı chat kısmından bizlere iletebilirsiniz.
Today's guest chef is Le Cordon Bleu graduate Chef Gunawan will present the Forbidden Tree recipe from A Culinary Journey book. Our event will be held in English. If you choose English from the interpretation button on your Zoom screen, you can listen in English. If you choose Turkish, you can listen to the Turkish translation. You can send your questions through the chat. Yes, Chef Gunawan, thank you for accepting our event invitation. We are so glad to have you in this event. So I would like to give floor to Chef Gunawan. Have a nice event.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. I'm very excited today. And good afternoon to the rest of the world. And good evening from Australia. Today I'm with Bechamel. I'm very excited to be part of a culinary journey. Thanks for having me to share this. And hopefully everyone can try to do my recipe. All right. So I've been studying Le Cordon Bleu for about 8 years now. And I've been working in many restaurants, and then now I'm just a brand ambassador for Nestle, Nestle Professional, and also Le Canto in Australia, and also I've been teaching Masterclass everywhere in the world. So are we getting to do it now? Awesome. So Benjamin,
yes,
you're gonna have to stay here and take a look at me. All right, so we're going to start the first step, okay? So I'm just going to show you, I'm not sure if everyone ever see the forbidden tree. So the forbidden tree will look like this. Okay, so first what we need is to make the pot. The pot, what do you need is this type of mold. A smaller, it's fine. This big, it's fine, okay? So first step is that I melt my chocolate. You got a melted chocolate over here, okay? What you do with your brush, you just put your chocolate in the middle like that, okay? And then what you do, you just brush it. So how you brush it straight up like that, okay? So very, very simple. If you choose to do a different way, you can basically freeze your mousse inside here, and then once it's fully frozen, you can dip it in melted chocolate. But this way, we can do it without have to wait until it's frozen, okay? So we just basically just brush it, okay? So that's first layer. Once it's that, we're going to do the second layer, which is it gives the protection so that it doesn't crack when we pull it out. Okay, so that's very important. So what I do, I just put it in the fridge. Next, what we're going to do is the insert. So the pot is not just mousse, but I like to surprise my customer with experience, which is when you cut through, there is a different layer, mousse, jelly, and cake. So first we're going to make a raspberry jelly. So that's a raspberry puree. And what we need is gelatin. So if I going too fast, please let me know. Please just stop me and say, calm down a little bit because I'm very excited. And then we got gelatin sheets. We got gelatin sheets over here. What you need is a cold, icy water. So I leave my water in the fridge. It's important. It needs to be cold. So what I do, I just put it in and then just let it hydrate in there. Okay. And then what I do with my raspberry puree is that I'm just going to heat it up. Okay. So while waiting for that, we can do our second layer, which you can see from here. It's already set. So we want to do the second layer now. So just brush chocolates and then just brush it up. Okay. And then you get slightly thicker texture. Okay. Go in the fridge. When you work in the kitchen, always have to be clean and clean. So all this recipe, I got the inspiration from the basic that I learned from the cordon bleu. So everyone asked me, do I like cooking since I was younger? Not really. I don't know how to cook before. But when I start studying, I think I learned a lot about all this pastry. And then I start to think that's kind of art where I can put on a plate. And then that's where the imagination keep coming. So the basic is really important. Before you can run, you need to learn how to crawl. So where I learned how to crawl is in Le Cordon Bleu. So I learned the basic before I can do all this. So it's really important, but with one basic, you can do anything in your imagination. And I always believe that. Okay, so now I put my gelatin in and then I just basically just stir it. Okay, so our gelatin already melted. What you do, you just put on a container and then leave it in the freezer. Okay, first insert's done. We are going to second insert, which is cake. So we are going to the cake. What I need at the moment is my bench mixer. Okay, so in this cake recipe, we will have flour, sugar, butter, and egg, which is a standard recipe for a cake. So what I do, I already sift this mixture. So you need to shift your flour to aerate them and also so that you prevent the lumps in it. Okay, I put my flours in, done. Sugar. Softened butter. Remember, it's softened butter. Just putting my softened butter in. Next is my milk and vanilla. So basically, I just put milk and vanilla in it, and then I just put it in. 1 egg. That's it. And in this recipe, I use the pedal attachment instead of the whisk. So what I do in here is that I just want to combine them all together instead of aerating them a lot. Okay, so not sure if you can see. Maybe I'll bring it closer. And then you just basically just mixing them. Bring that up a little bit. Okay, this is very, very simple recipe. We can just put everything in there without more steps. Some steps you need to cream your butter first, or whisking your egg. But this one is very simple. You just put everything in, but make sure you need to have a very soft butter. Okay, it's not cold butter. And then that's it. Voila, we got the cake batter. Okay. And then on a pan like this, just going to pour it over. Okay. And that's it. And then we just put in the oven at 180 for roughly 12 minutes to 15 minutes, but we check. We always check. Okay. Even recipe says 15 minutes, 12 minutes, but we always check by eye as well. All right. Oops. Next, we are going to do the mousse. Okay. This recipe, I have raspberry chocolate mousse. So what we need is basically cream, glucose, chocolate, and also gelatin and whipped cream. Okay. So what we need to do now, the same. We are going to put the gelatin into the ice cold water. Second, I'm just gonna warm this up so I can put my gelatin in before I pour it into my chocolate. Okay, while waiting for that, I'm just gonna clean for a very quick clean. So in the meantime, if you have any question, please let me know while I'm still cleaning. I can answer some questions. Sorry, everyone, being a chef, you need to be multitask. You have to do a lot of different things at once. So I guess I'm demonstrating how to be in the industry as well, not just doing the classes. All right, I got my bowl. Set, clean, done.
Chef, sorry, there is a question.
Of course.
Yeah, okay. Instead of butter, can we use oil?
You can use different type of oil. Yes, it's just giving the fat. Yes, definitely you can use oil. Canola oil or vegetable oil. Definitely, yes. So is that answer the question? All right,
Yes.
we're going for the next step. So now I have warm cream, raspberry puree, and also my glucose. And then now, once I hydrate my gelatin, what you need to do is basically squeeze that out, okay? Squeeze all the liquid out, and that's it. And then what I put, and then you just put in there to melt them.
Chef, one more question. Can we use vanilla bean paste instead of essence?
Yes, you can use vanilla bean. It gives better flavors as well. Definitely. You don't have to use essence. Awesome.
Will it remain the
And
same
then now, I think it will be better with the vanilla bean. So now I got my cream and gelatin melted. What I do, I just pour it to the chocolate. So what you need to do, you just let it set for about 1 minute, just to get the heat slowly melting the chocolate before we stirring it. I think I saw a question about gelatin powder. You can use 1 tablespoon of gelatin powder versus 3 sheets of gelatin powder. 3 sheets of gelatin. It's 1 tablespoon of the powdered gelatin. So you can just do confusion. So if, let's say, I say 1 sheet or 2 sheet, then you just divide it per 3. Does that make sense?
Thank you.
Awesome.
So
and now,
one more question. Any substitute for egg?
Any substitute for egg? Well, it's a binding agent. You can do sort of like a vegan cake. Basically, just use the oil and then mix it. Some people use water, oil, and then just mix with it actually has to be hot water to make a vegetarian cake. So there's a lot of different recipe using to make the cake eggless. Cool. And then next, because as you can see, the chocolate, it start melting. And then what I do, I just stirring it. If you try to stir when you pour the hot cream, what happens is that it's just too hot for the chocolate to get. Sometimes it just split. So I just putting the cream just to slowly melting the chocolate, so we get a smooth sort of like a mix over here, okay? Smells very yummy here. Okay, so now we got that mix. Next, what we need to do is whipping the cream. So we're just going to whip it to medium to stiff thick. And I'm just gonna put the chocolate in the fridge for a bit just to cool down while waiting for the cream. So I guess this culinary journey is really like my journey in this culinary industry. From a student working in the industry, being a chef, and still enjoying what I'm doing. So thank you, Le Cordon Bleu. Any more questions while we're waiting?
One more question here. Is it sweetened cream? Is it sweet cream? Is it a sweet cream?
It's a thickened cream. No, it's not a sweet cream. It's a thickened cream. If you use sweet cream, make sure you take off the glucose or the sugar from your recipe. Otherwise, it's just way too sweet. This one is just dairy cream. It's not sweet. I think every country has different type of the cream, but we just use the dairy cream, and I sweeten it with glucose in my recipe.
Chef, you have sweet cream already. You have unsweet cream. In Arab country,
yeah.
you have two kinds. You have sweet.
Yes, this one unsweetened, not sweet.
Unsweet.
It's not sweet.
Unsweet.
Unsweetened, yes.
Yeah. Thank you.
All right. Now I have my cream. Look, this recipe is the basic. If you want to make strawberry, if you want to make other flavor that you actually enjoy, more than welcome to. The recipe is there. It's for you to play around with your imagination. You don't have to be the same in terms of flavor. So be creative. So what I do now is that just putting 1/3 of my whipping cream first, and then I just slowly folding it, okay? I wish to be in Turkey at the moment to let you guys try this. All right, now we got this, and then next you just put the rest of the cream in. And then you just fold. I believe this recipe, if you put banana, it's actually delicious too. Raspberry, banana, chocolate, strawberry. I think it's delicious. I'm not sure about the competition criteria. I think the best to check with Le Cordon Bleu Istanbul. But to me, if you do it at home, if you want to be creative, more than welcome to do anything you like. You know, that's the alarm calling thing. Just going to put another 5 minutes. And then I got my mousse over here. See that? Okay. Okay. Now, what we need to do is how we hold piping bag. This is how I hold my piping bag. But the reason why I hold it this way is, as you can see, when I take it, I can just scrape. Okay, and also keeping all this clean. So if we have all this dirty, when we close it, all this mousse gonna come out, and then we're gonna hold it. Your head gonna be dirty. Everywhere it's gonna be dirty. In the kitchen, we have to work clean. Okay. Next, I got my jelly set, and then I got my chocolate casing. What I do, basically, just going to cut that jelly as the insert. Then what I will do is putting some of the mousse in there, and then basically just pulling out the raspberry. And then you just put the raspberry in there. Just a little bit more mousse just to stick. And then I got my cake. So basically the cake is still warm. I don't have time to wait until it's cooked. So I already pre-made this. So basically just cut the same size. I use this ring cutter, and then I just put it in there. So you will see the layer of mousse, jelly, and cake. Then next, I just type a little bit more. And you can see there. And then we're just going to freeze this, okay? You can put in the fridge, and then you can try to pull it up, but I like to put it in the freezer. They set better. Has less risk of it to break, okay? Let's put it in the freezer. And how we pull this out, basically.
Chef, I have a question, please.
Yes.
Sometimes when you put it the mousse in Jaconde, it will be separate. After you finish it, will be separate. Why? Now you put it the biscuit down and you put it the chocolate mousse. Sometimes for many chefs, when you finish it, you will be separate. It's not come together. You must put syrup or must put coffee or must put something to be reserved.
It's because the Jaconde has the skin, right?
You must get it out.
Yes. When you put the mousse, there is another layer. So it's like a skin and skin. So this happened to jelly and different substance as well, like mousse, if you do slices. But with this is fine because we have a casing, okay? So that's fine. But with the layer, you need to have certain temperature. You need to put some substance like liquid for them to stick. We need to stick them together, okay?
Okay.
Yeah. Is that all right?
This your advice? Get it the face out for the Jaconde or the sponge or biscuit, and you'll put little bit syrup. This right? This right? You'll get the out
Yes.
of the, thank you.
Yeah. All right. So next, how you pull this out, very simple. You just push it up. That's it, okay? If you want to create a little bit more effect, you can use your brush. My chocolate already set, but you can use a brush to brush your, what is it called? Your pot. I can give you an example. It will look like this. So it gives that rough looks, like a rough looks. You can just use the brush to brush chocolate on it. Okay. All right, so next what we need to do is making chocolate soil. In my recipe, I use butter. You can use, say, basically burnt butter. It gives that nutty flavor. But if you want to try to make it vegan or you doesn't want to have butter, you can use coconut oil. Okay. So this chocolate soil recipe is very simple. You can do it last minute as well. There is no baking required on this. What I have here is basically sugar, almond milk, and cocoa powder. Okay, put everything in there. Mix it so that I don't have the big lumps of the almond milk and cocoa powder. And my recipe says butter, but today I'm feeling like using coconut oil. So at least different people can try differently. You can use the coconut oil and then you just pour it. It's the same as when you use butter as well, okay? So, and then you just mix it. And then you just rub. And then you get that chocolate soil looks, okay? All right, chocolate soil done. We are going for chocolate tree. I have some melted chocolate here. Just going to get part of that. All right, so chocolate, melted chocolate. Just go. All right. So how I pipe the tree, basically I'm just going to start with the base of the tree and then I just doing the branch. Okay. So this is the simple stuff that you can do at home. Or if you have a large number of function, if you do, let's say for birthday party or something, you can do a smaller tree. Something like that. Or you can just make a bigger tree. And then I just make some chocolate twig just as a decoration. Chocolate's done. I will put this in the fridge just to set. However, if you this is what I'm calling certificate 3, certificate 4, where I study in Le Cordon Bleu, Australia. There is a different step. There is basic, and then after that, there is advanced classes. So basic, we always learn all this basic, and then come to advanced classes, we learn a lot more different technique, which is a lot more. I will show you the next step of, so that's what I call certificate 3 at first, learning how to pipe the chocolate. And then this is what I call when I study diploma or certificate 4, which is next level. You can make the 3D chocolates, okay? How I do this is basically, I blitz up the chocolate. So if you have food processor at home, you can blitz the chocolate because the friction from the food processor is going to not just making it to crumble, but it's going to warm it up a little bit, where you can do as a dough, like a clay. You can play with your chocolate. So what I do is that I just shape my chocolate into like a lock. Okay, so I'm giving example. So I got my lock already, right? And then how I have all these branches is that I make a small branches and then I stick into melted chocolate. And then basically I just going to stick them and then just let it set. And it will take quite a long time to make this tree. It takes, it's a time consuming, but you know, I think it just looks real. It just more 3D. So this is what I call about learning basic, and then you go to the next level, learning a little bit more after. Okay. So now we are going to assemble. Oh, I got my cakes done. You can see over there. Okay, cake's done. Just leave it over there. Next, how do I assemble this? I've got my chocolate soil. Got my chocolate soil there. I just place a little bit of the soil around just to make it look rusty. Okay. If you want to make a mousse, like a green stuff, you can actually blitz up some pistachio, and then you can just put it around just to give that green color looks. Or toasted pistachio, or even matcha powder. Okay. And then next, I've got some chocolate rocks to make it look like this is in your garden, but that's basically a chocolate. So use anything around you. You can use mint leaf, you can use dry flowers. Now I got my chocolate tree. Just going to place it over there. So I think to be safe, because this one's still frozen, what we can do is just to make a little bit hole in the middle. just to set the 3 on, and then just topping up with a little bit more chocolate soil. And then the fun part, I've got my pashmak. And there you go, guys. You got the forbidden tree. What do you think, Béchamel? I think he said très bien.
It looks great, Chef. I wish I was over there to eat it all. Lovely, lovely. Thank you very much. If we have any questions, we can actually have the questions. One is, what is the pink one, right? For Turkish students, actually, or people from Turkey, you can use pişmaniye. Let me say it in Turkish as well. Pişmaniye kullanılarak da yapılabilecek bir ağaç gibi gözüküyor. Bence muhteşem gözüküyor. Gerçekten orada olup bunu yemeyi çok isterdim diye düşünüyorum.
So if you can't do the tree like that, you can always do using this one, okay? It's the same. And then basically just put some chocolate chips around, and that's it, guys.
Perfect. Chef Gunawan, can you hold one of the plate a little bit upwards so that we can see it? Or the camera, whichever. Ah, very good. Excellent. Yes, thank you. Perfect. And we should definitely need some. Pictures from you. Değerli misafirlerimiz, gerçekten çok güzel gözüküyor. Tabii Instagram hesabımızda da bunun fotoğraflarını görebilirsiniz. YouTube'dan da belirttiğimiz gibi izleme şansınız var.
Thank you, Chef Gunawan. It was pleasure to watching you. So it seems so delicious.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. Katılımınız için teşekkür ederiz. Etkinliğini tekrar izlemek isterseniz YouTube kanalımızdan ulaşabilirsiniz. Haziran ayında gerçekleştireceğimiz olan Culinary Journey Masterclass etkinliğimizde de görüşmek üzere. Thank you for your participation. If you would like to watch this event again, please visit our YouTube channel. We are looking forward to see you in our June Culinary Journey Masterclass event. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you, Chef. I'm looking forward to having you in Istanbul as well.
Do you want me to cut in half to see the inside?
Yes, certainly.
Okay, so basically, I think I missed out the raspberry on this, but it should have the layer. The raspberry is on this one.
Yes. Thank you, Chef. That was lovely. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Have a nice event. Bye-bye.